Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Aquarius August 31st, 2022. This is a time for tuning into goals that feed your need to feel more connected with the world around you. Reaching out to others is one way of seeking out more emotional satisfaction, and another way involves focusing on some of the dreams and hopes dearest to your heart. Mercury begins its transit of your solar 8th house today. You'll be making plans and formulating strategies rather than jumping too quickly into action. It's an excellent time to sort out trouble areas or mediate and negotiate better relations, finances, support, and life strategies. You may be doing more troubleshooting than usual, and you're very successful at this task during this cycle. It's an active period for deeper thinking and understanding, and it's a generally good time for intimate conversations or consultations. You may be doing some valuable research or investigation. Single or already attached, today's astro weather is nothing short of ironic. For instance, the moon will make its monthly debut in mischievous Virgo and your experimental 11th house of associations, community, and sense of belonging in the world, which means you're more prone to prioritizing your individual freedom at this time. Mingling and schmoozing with someone in your social circle? The moon will simultaneously square off with bountiful Jupiter via your intimate 8th house of sex, mergers, collaborations, and soulmate connections, which means that despite your innate desire to socialize, a part of you is still craving something deeper. How about a bit of both? Now is the time to intuitively navigate your new fiscal plans and ideas. While Mercury was in Virgo throughout the last few weeks, you could have been negotiating unique contracts, partnerships, and deals. Now that Mercury has left Virgo for Pisces, you could navigate those conversations with intuition. Ask yourself what feels like a good opportunity that could transpire a fantastic payoff or lead to considerable resources. Your gut feeling could play a role in figuring out what is worth committing then following through with. Use this transit to be hopeful yet realistic. Held back by a retrograde phase, Mercury finally returns to your financial sector and with perfect timing. Not only will Mercury be here ahead of next week's full moon that will energize both sides of the financial fence, but just as he returns with the smart head for money that can start turning a sense of what's possible into a game plan. Your social life is due to suffer some turbulence. You feel put down by friends and family or even get into arguments with them. Take a critical look at yourself. Perhaps you are asking too much of your loved ones. Hold back a little and resolve the issues by talking to them instead of trying to have your own way all the time. Contact a friend, especially if it's someone you used to be very close to and have lost touch with recently. Whatever you do, make sure to stay connected. A tendency to rush into romance scares off potential candidates for your love. Such a forceful approach can have an adverse effect on the person you desire. If you're not looking for rejection, try to develop a gentler and serene attitude, then those you meet find you to be a far more attractive proposition to date. Part of your nature is to see both sides of an issue. Another part of your nature is to be blind to the issue altogether because you have overextended yourself. In other words, the real issue can sometimes get lost in the many perspectives you are able to see. This is why routine is so vital to your sign, routine in the most basic sense. Try to strengthen your routine by exercising every day and planning your meals ahead of time. Spontaneity should fall within structure. If there's a relationship in your life that has been causing your grief, this might be the time to walk away. As tough as this can be in the best of circumstances, there is strength to be had in the vibration that is in the air today. Not every relationship you develop is meant to last a lifetime. Try to find the best approach to the specific situation, and then do what you must. Take time later to be good to yourself. The moon's last visit to your relationship sector before Saturn's retrograde turn here comes just as moving into his final 2 weeks in direct motion he is already slowing down. Saturn is the planet that is acting as an anchor for your relationships, giving you something solid that you can draw on when you need to feel grounded. As well as a chance to become more emotionally engaged and connected, an alignment with Saturn will give you a read on his call for a slow and more deliberate approach to all your relationships. The moon's monthly visit to your relationship sector was always going to be a valuable chance to check in, but it is the timing that makes this more than just a chance to become more emotionally engaged. The moon is here during the sun's first and Mercury, the planet of communications, last full day in your friendship sector, and this is creating a lot of support for friendship and relationship building. Our eyes in the sky. Venus and Jupiter share a minor aspect, as do the North Node of Destiny in Chiron, creating an intense, goal-oriented vibe. This aspect can stir obsessiveness around status and work, which might verge on the unhealthy due to an opposition with Venus. There is danger that your drive and dedication to accomplish certain things will blind you and throw you off balance when it comes to matters of the heart. Insecurity about failure could be magnified, and trying to calm down could be hard. Your close relationships might not be able to understand or relate to this mental state, and there's a risk that this could cause problems. You also need to keep an eye out for controlling behaviors in others as well as yourself. There is also the potential for issues with maternal figures, so try to avoid any confrontations with your mother. As we move into the afternoon, a quincunx between the North Node and healing asteroid Chiron can inspire us to talk out and work through our issues. Unfortunately, this aspect is choppy, and the disconnect we're feeling with regard to others might not heal as easily as we'd like. Mercury and Uranus share a minor connection, and that combined with the over-the-top energy from Jupiter and Venus could take us to a brink that ends either in a blow-up or an agree-to-disagree handshake. Whichever direction you choose to go, you'll be feeling a lot lighter by bedtime. In the pre-dawn hours, the moon enters Libra, ending its void of course which began last night. Over the next 2 days, we are increasingly preoccupied with achieving peace and harmony in our lives. We now realize that intentions set during the Virgo new moon are only achievable with the help of others. To this end, we seek out relationships with those who share our goals. We should simply be mindful not to adapt our objectives to appeal to social convention. It's possible to attain consensus without sacrificing our own needs. After sunup, the Libra moon aligns with Mercury, making us social. We want to be around people and exchange ideas. Conversations are pleasant but somewhat superficial. We can walk away from a dialogue feeling that we have just spent a good deal of time parroting another's opinions, or that another has done the same to us. There is nothing wrong with agreeing on points, but later in the day, we'll realize that we've talked in circles to avoid stepping on another's toes. That being said, if we are currently fighting over a difference of opinion, a consensus can now be reached.